What's up? So today I want to talk about today's connections having you disconnected. So what is something that we do a lot of? What do we frequently do? We spend a lot of our time on social media. We spend hours upon hours just scrolling through people's posts to see what they're doing, how they're living, and what the latest is that people are doing. People that in some cases, we've just never really met. Trust me, I do it too. In doing so, we tend to start to analyze or overanalyze our own lives. We try to compare our lives and what we're doing to what other people are doing. If you're like me, you like to follow people who are doing good things, doing great things in their own lives, who are traveling. And if you're aware, most people don't really live the lives that they post online. A lot of people tend to only post the good stuff, but never really the bad stuff. And that's okay. You start to overanalyze your own life, as I mentioned, and you start to compare what your achievements are and where you're at in life. And that's where we become a little bit disconnected with our own realities. Another common thing that we do to stay disconnected is we no longer talk. Sometimes we'll post a meme to say what we're truly feeling, but we never truly post our actual feelings. We just post a meme that somebody else created and communicate that way. A lot of friends of mine, myself too, I've done it before, will post a meme knowing that somebody else is going to know what we're talking about. For example, your spouse or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or a friend that you're having troubles with. You'll post something online because you know that they're going to know that that's how you're feeling. Perhaps not everybody reading it knows what you're going through, but the person that is reading it is aware of what you're trying to say. I know I've done it. Trust me, it's caused me a lot of heartache because I've posted stuff when I could just easily have picked up the phone and said, hey, this is how I'm feeling. But because we're so used to communicating via social media, now we're throwing jabs at each other via social media. And a lot of my friends that personally know tend to know when I'm dealing with something or how I'm feeling. So I try to change it up. I try not to post and do that anymore. It's just because it's pointless. It creates more drama that you don't need. Another disconnection with social media is we tend to see other people's lives and then we start to fantasize of what things should be. Maybe you'll see somebody posting a lot of traveling, a lot of going out, a lot of partying, looking like a great parent, things that, look great. And now we want to become those things when in reality, that's not truly who we are. I mean, are you really a lot of the people who you follow? How many times have you actually tried to mimic something you saw online and now everyone is doing the same thing? So in relationships, we see the happy couples, we see, couples doing this, doing that, and now we want the same thing. And now we've created this expectation of what a relationship should look like. And when we have somebody and that expectation isn't met, now we're disappointed. We're not happy, and then we start to analyze our own relationships when in reality we should have never expected those things because everyone's different. I'm different, you're different, people that you relate with are different. We see posts online of couples going out on their adventures, and that's great. I want to post only positive stuff, but I also like to be an open book. So if I'm having issues, you're going to most likely know about them because I want everyone to see my issues. But how many times have you seen this perfect couple post videos about themselves fighting, arguments, disagreements, things that we normal people live? You don't see that. So now you take that out of the equation and you think that all relationships are going to be rainbows and butterflies. Now we're just disconnected with reality. So we're connected online, but we're disconnected in reality. Then we become so addicted to social media that we develop FOMO, fear of missing out. So what it is now you're with your spouse, your girlfriend, even a friend. You're out and you're constantly on your phone. You're constantly having to check what's going on social media because it's a fear of missing out. What are you missing out on? You should be here. You should be present with who you're with. Now we're totally disconnected. Why? We're connected, but we're disconnected with reality. Then we wonder why we're so disconnected with realities, our realities. Someone once said that they texted their spouse so much throughout the day that by the time that they got home, there was nothing left to talk about because they had already talked about it throughout the day. Come on, I can't be the only one that feels that way. Think about it. You get home and you talk to your wife or your boyfriend, husband, uncle, whatever. You tell your girlfriend or your boyfriend, babe, how's your day? How's work today? And you can't help but think to yourself, you already know. You're annoyed. Why? Because you already spent your day telling them how your day went. So when you get home, you can't tell them how your day went because they should already know. So now you look at them like, are you serious? Like, I already told you how my day went. And now you just created a disconnect because there's really nothing to talk about. You're sitting there in silence looking at each other like, well, so we text so much throughout the day that we become dependent on talking to these people or our people throughout the day that when we don't hear back from them in a timely manner, now we're upset. We're bothered. How did we do it in the 90s when we didn't have a cell phone and we didn't text each other 100 times a day? How does that make any sense? Someone once said back in the days relationships would last because the husband would go to work all day and the wife would go to work all day or stay home, be a stay-at-home mom. But they were gone all day, that they gave each other time to miss each other. So by the time that the husband got home, the wife was excited to see her husband. And they sat down for dinner and they talked. And they talked about their day. Babe, how was your day today? Well, my day was, great. Work was great. How was your day? You have something to talk about. But we're so connected that we're disconnected. Trust me, I've done it too. I was in a relationship where we spent the entire day talking and talking and talking and talking and texting and loving each other, which is awesome. But then we're both not focused on what we're supposed to be doing throughout the day. She has to be at work. She has things to do. I have a job to do. I have things to do. I have a family to raise. She has a family to raise. But we spend so much time talking throughout the day that at the end of the day, we're smothering each other. We're just unhappy because now we didn't get to do the things that we needed to do because we were too busy smothering each other, which is okay. I mean, if you love each other, it's good to love each other. But I think it's healthy to give each other space throughout the day. Then when we lose sight of our own independence and our own individuality, that we get upset. Now we're upset at the other person because we didn't get to do the things that we needed to do because we feel like it's their fault. That person just took all my time. And reality is, the healthy way to do it is take care of your stuff. Take care of what you need to take care of. And then you guys can get together and talk and do whatever it is that you have to do. This is more for the people that are not living together. But if you live together, it's almost the same thing. It's just you have to maintain your individuality. So here's my challenge to you. So I want you to go a day, just your day, your work day, a day without texting your spouse, unless it's some kind of emergency or your other half, your boyfriend, whatever it is that you're used to doing. Stop. Just don't do it for a day. Don't talk about work. Don't talk about your day. Don't talk about how you're feeling. Just stay away from each other for a day and then get home and then have something to talk about and then tell me how that goes. Thanks for watching my video.